So the other day, while on my hiatus, I got this email or a few emails, and I'm not gonna put them all on the screen because it's gonna get a lot worse than this. This was not criticism, it wasn't even a real disagreement. This person seen my video on black men and just decided to send me threats at 10 in the morning. Craziest part wasn't even the hatred, it was how this person came so formal in my email just to be blatantly racist and even tell me to delete my channel. Who are you? This person came into my inbox trying to be articulate and respectful to tell me to stop existing because of my skin. This exposes the reality of the world we're in right now. That's what this video is about. Racism never disappeared, but now more than ever, it's just out of hand, bro. It just got a whole rebrand. Racism is in this new era of collective acceptance. I seen a few racist comments on the video itself, but this is just out of pocket. Look at the way this was written. It started as constructive, articulated racism, and then this guy just started going back crazy in my inbox. You tried to sound informed using the same words I used against me. They mixed in all these slurs, some I'd never even heard of, with these little micro observations that make no sense. These racists always use blank statements and unreasonable takes to defend their mindsets. Now in the modern age, this hatred is always disguised as some form of insight. Whether it's them bringing up 13% this or usual suspects. Bro, shut the fuck.
And then you guys fight all the time. And yet you wear massive hoop earrings, you wear weaves in your hair. Let me turn this racist stream around into something positive.
And this is the actual rebrand, because today racism don't even gotta be a bunch of freaks in a white hood. Now there's no profile pictures, some random email, random sociology bullcrap, and an underlying, who am I kidding, an outward hate for a group of people that don't even care about him. A lot of these racists come on the internet and try to sound philosophical and act like they know what they're talking about and continue attacking an entire race of people for a fraction of those doing any of the damage. You can try to sound rational all you want, but you're just trying to excuse your lack of common sense. A lot of racists today do not want to be seen as racist.
Starts with N and ends with R.
Y'all be acting like you about to give a tarot card reading on how my skin is some type of plague, and then all these followers will say, oh, they're being real. Or they'll act like this is them being unafraid to tell some type of unspoken truth. But there's a reason it's unspoken. So instead of just saying, I hate you, they build these little arguments. Then they be in denial using their half-baked knowledge from psychology, dating discourse, history, crime statistics, genetics, culture, IQ, or attraction in my case. If you're going to try and refute what I'm saying, make some sense. To any racist on any of my videos, that goes for all of y'all. I'll try to make prejudice look research, but I do not care. You're not the only one with an education, not that intelligent. You're just a racist in a white suit instead of a white gown. Get the hell out of here. Old racism was loud. The new racism tries to sound calm. And I thought about this the other day. If people wasn't getting evicted from society for being racist, a lot of those people, their true colors would be showing.
Get out of here. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. You want to do it now? Yeah. Take a shot, mother.
Hey, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm a citizen, you fat shithead. You're a nigga.
The CIA really did a number on this society and pulled one of the biggest rebrands of racism, turning it into a preference or an opinion. I don't even know, bro. But you're not being honest, and I'm not being sensitive. I don't want to be disrespected for the color of my skin. Like, is that a crazy ask? This is where the racial propaganda falls apart. People want to talk about danger, predatory behavior, and criminality, and then they start acting like this is all race-based. But it's not, because if we're being honest, a lot of what society calls racial danger is really the racism and them picking and choosing the villain. In sexual abuse data, 93% of the offenders were men. And you want to know how many were white? 55%. You want to know how many were black? 13%. And guess what? That don't mean all white men are predators. You know, I'm not out here saying white fatigue. I'm not saying that, right? This means the lie is blackness itself. That's not a threat. Being black is not a threat. The lie falls apart the second you stop consuming race as this identity and start looking at people as human beings being capable of evil across any and every group. People love using prisons as forms of racial inferiority. Wow, I cannot speak. People love using prisons as proof of racial inferiority while ignoring how unequal the system is in the first place. Black people get over-policed, and we know that, and that's why I reject this whole racial fantasy. Our people are hyper-visible when it comes to fear, but not uniquely responsible for harm. This is why I made the video in the first place, because y'all be picking and choosing when it's cool to be black or down with black people. And when you actually look at who's committing the abuse, especially sexual abuse, the pattern is overwhelmingly male, not just black people, bro. Meanwhile, the carceral system is so racially unequal, people will point to prison numbers without asking how the pipeline itself was built, and then they'll just group every black person under that.
Black people do not commit more crimes than white people on a personality basis. If you're going to say statistically they do, that is only because of impoverished areas in the lives that they've been given because of the implications that have been put on them through, what is it called? Systemic racism.
And this is where the rebrand gets even darker, because now racism survives through entertainment. People asking not, is this evil? But now they're asking, is this gonna get some views? What's wrong with y'all? Notice what never changes. The target is always the same. The dehumanization is always the same. Only the language changes. You could be the most well-dressed racist. You're still racist. Look at the files. Tell me what people you see in them files. Okay then. I look at Aiden Ross's boxing event. He publicly promoted a man whose name is tied to openly racist extremism to be worked into online entertainment, as if he's just another controversial personality or something.
I say finish.
I was gonna say I give free therapy sessions, especially that of the black community, because they suffer from a lot of anger management problems.
But you know, just for a peace offering, I brought you something. I brought you food.
Okay. Would you bring him? Oh my God.
And not only did he make him the main event, he made him fight a black man. A black man we all know, super hot fire, bro. We all know super hot fire. This is crazy. That's what the rebrand looks like. Racism can appear as internet theater and modern day minstrel shows or edgy programming. It's like we're just a headline or a moment or engagement bait. Can y'all just stop using us? Can y'all stop? Like, we don't want to be used for any of this. Just stop. Leave us alone. This racism is a boundary that's been crossed time and time again. And it's like a genre for these racists. They get a kick off of just hating on black people. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all are sick in the head, bro. Racism might be a mental illness. That's what should disturb y'all. Not just that these people exist, but they can have platforms and are finding new ways to launder us through entertainment. Once hate becomes content, people stop asking whether it's evil and start asking whether it's entertaining. The internet did not invent racism, but it's so prevalent now that the hate can be ironic, memeified, clipped, reposted. Some of these people could say something disgusting, then hide behind it's bait, or they're trolling. You're not trolling. Y'all create this culture where people could troll us for shock value and not take responsibility. They get to dehumanize people and then retreat into irony when it's challenged. But if I were to do that, if I did that, y'all already know what's gonna happen to me. Racism don't even look angry anymore. It's rage baiters with podcast microphones, horrible branding, buzzwords, and stats. As if when the hate is delivered calmly, it becomes less hateful. No, that's not how that works.
Okay, here's what I'm talking about. We have customers coming up to us and they are threatened by you.
They are threatened by you?
Yes.
How are they threatened by you?
They are afraid to come into the area that you're in.
They're afraid to come into the area.
It's because you were dancing and singing and talking on the phone.
I wasn't doing any of those things but dancing.
Okay, well...
That's how they got y'all goofies paying attention to the McDonald's CEO and his feces meat products. Be so for real. And it's people defending McDonald's. Are y'all serious? McDonald's got burgers for like $1. Let me get back to my point, bro. This email is so crazy because it just shows how comfortable people have become. I've been called the hard R at my PWI, but to see this person send a full essay email for me, you gotta be obsessed with black people to care this much. You felt bold enough to type all of this out and send it to me directly. And I know your name is not August. Bro, you named yourself after Jada's entanglement. You're bored. Racist language is slowly becoming more casual again. More meme-worthy and defensible and normalized. And it's gotta stop. It just gotta stop, bro. When it lands in your inbox, it reminds you this is not some abstract cultural discussion. This is real. This is really how people think. But you feel me? I don't care. I'm black. I'm beautiful. I'm blessed. You feel me? Y'all ain't gonna break my pride. You feel me? So thank you, because now I have a whole lot more videos that are coming. I'm gonna send them to you directly. No, I'm joking. I ain't doing that. I ain't sending this. They make it easier to say and to circulate while being in denial. They have no intention of being truthful, but instead making it harder for us to be anything but their hateful rhetorics. A lot of people fall for rebranded racism because they think racism has to look extreme to be real. They're waiting for some type of historical event to happen. Maybe a slur in the street being screamed, or another hanger, if you know what I'm saying, because it's YouTube. But even when it happens, nothing happens. Y'all don't do nothing. We don't do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. We really do gotta do something. Gotta stop acting like this changes moral substance. It does not become less evil because it got better branding. Since spring break just passed, once black people showed up to spring break, suddenly people was talking about chaos, danger, ghetto, and needing more control. But when white people are in crowds, getting drunk, reckless, destructive, inappropriate, predatory. It's college fun. It's college fun, y'all. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. I live in a college town and St. Patrick's Day just passed, so you can only imagine. This is how racism works now. It's not always by inventing behavior, but by trying to assign behavior / discrimination to the same behavior depending on who's doing it. One group is a bunch of criminals, the other's normal. That's not correct. That's part of the rebrand. Get some help, all of you racists. Get psychological help. You need your brains checked. Real talk. Amen. See you soon.
Quick intermission, go follow the Instagram. I'm responding to all DMs. Send me your video ideas at Todd Slim. Bye now.
Wow, that was so powerful. Academy Award.